My brothers and sisters, what is going on? Steel Sermon in the house. Thursday morning, another video for you guys. And as always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted in the box down below. Yeah, I'm not very happy in this one, so if you're watching this video, I suggest that you lower the volume, because I'm going to rage in this one. Because I ain't happy right now. You know, it's amazing. Like, I had a video recorded about what my thoughts are about the bye week. You know, because the bye week is all about making changes. The bye week is all about making your team better and all about getting your team prepared. But that isn't the case over with the Pittsburgh Steelers now, ain't it? So, Mike Tomlin comes out and says that there's going to be no changes with the offensive coordinator spot. Are you serious, man? You're not going to make any changes as far as the offensive coordinator spots go. I mean, I understand that, you know, the Steelers don't fire head coaches and you're not going to fire, you know, an offensive coordinator with a rookie quarterback and all that stuff. But here's the thing. This team is dead last when it comes to offense. Every single category with offense, this team is dead last. Oh, it's because that we have a bunch of, young players and that you don't fire coaches and, you don't do this and that with the offense. Well, here's the thing, Mike. Matt Canada's offense doesn't execute jack squat. What does Najee Harris have this year? One rushing touchdown, 360 total yards on the ground for him, averaging 3 yards a carry. What's Kenny Pickett have? One passing touchdown this year, 8 interceptions. Inconsistent wide receiver core. Running backs aren't getting it done if your name is not Jaylen Warren. Offensive line can't block them for anything. And I know this ain't Matt Canada's fault, but what's the defense have? A handful of sacks since week 1 after getting 7 in week 1? Is that the player's fault? No. That's all execution. That is all about making up a scheme. This is a bad football team. It's one thing to be a bad football team, but to be a bad football team and have bad scheming, you deserve to be in the basement. I mean, seriously, you're not going to make any sort of changes at all with the offensive coordinator. Oh, wait a minute, I know. You are. Because when Matt Canada eventually does leave this team, because he's not going to get fired because of this clown, Art Jr. does not fire head coaches. Fire his ass. Every single play call that this guy does is the same. This team, every single week, is playing prevent defense and prevent offense for the entire game. And you're not making any changes. It's unacceptable. It's inexcusable. I mean, who looks at this? Who looks at this offense and goes, this is good. Let's not change anything with the offense. This is good. But the coup de grace with Mike Tomlin is this. In a press conference, well, the press conference after the Eagle game, I should clarify, when he's asked about being 2-6, being in uncharted territory, as the reporters put it, Mike Tomlin has the balls to go like, I've been here before. Yeah, you were there before, Tomlin, because you started 0-4 in 2013 with a Hall of Fame quarterback and one of the greatest safeties to ever play. And an offense that was just about to enter elite status. So yes, you were there before, and how you missed the playoffs with a team like that is beyond me. Is this team even on the same level as 2013? That 2013 team, Big Ben, Troy Polamalu, Antonio Brown, rookie Le'Veon Bell, Heath Miller, and you started 0-4 with those guys. You were 2-6 halfway through the season with those guys. Do we have Big Ben anymore? Do we have Brian Polamalu anymore? Do we even have James Harrison anymore? Do we have Heath Miller anymore? No, we don't. This is a bunch of young players and a bunch of unproven and inconsistent guys that aren't getting the job done. This is a team that features Najee Harris, who's not cutting it in his rookie season, or his second season, rather. Jaylen Warren, who for whatever reason is getting garbage time carries. A wide receiver tandem that's inconsistent. And an offensive line that is beyond terrible when it comes to the run blocking. And it wasn't just Tomlin saying, I've been there before, when he was asked about being 2-6. This guy also has the nerve to go like, well, the offense is lacking because we have too many penalty flags on the field. But it wasn't just week 8 where we took all those penalties. All season, he says that's the case. Yeah, Mike, so the lack of execution on offense, all right? The lack of execution, the garbage time carries that Jaylen Warren's getting, the inconsistent play by Najee Harris, him missing wide open holes, Deontay Johnson being very Jekyll and Hyde with the catches, Chase Claypool when he was here not being used properly in the slot, the offensive line not being able to block, all those problems on offense, and Matt Canada's absolutely terrible play calling, all those problems that we have on offense are because of the penalties, Mike? Really, the penalties? That's BS, Mike. That's absolute BS. And you know it. Straight up garbage. And that's why I get on this guy's case. Refuses to take accountability. Refuses to take responsibility. It's everybody's fault but his. It's one thing to sit back and go like, well, we're not executing because we have this player injured or we have that guy, not performing. I don't get on those fans because those are facts. Okay? I just don't do it because I'm a next man up kind of guy. But when your head coach is the one sitting back making the excuses, this drives me nuts. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing what this franchise become at the bye week. It's embarrassing that this team is what it is right now. And it's a reflection of ownership. There's a reason that I put my video out, on Monday where I got into Art Rooney Jr. Because this all goes on around him. Complacency, stubbornness, not changing anything. Every single category that this team has with offense is ranked dead last. But Art Rooney Jr., because he doesn't have the spine and he doesn't have the balls to say that his offensive coordinator is not getting the job done, he's going to keep him here at least until the end of next year. That's how Art Rooney Jr. flies. That's how this franchise is run. They don't fire coaches. They especially don't fire minority coaches, so Tomlin's job is safe. Isn't the bye week all about making changes? Isn't the bye week all about fixing your team and fixing the flaws that your team has? All I know is that Tomlin's going to sit back and he's going to blame the penalty flags for why this offense is stalling and why this offense is ranked dead last. It's inexcusable. It's unacceptable over here. And while you guys, can go like, well, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. Mike Tomlin's a winner. You can get that chip right out of your head because this is 100% going to be Mike Tomlin's first losing season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Is there any team in this league at all that sees the Pittsburgh Steelers on their schedule and goes like, oh man, we got to play the Steelers. That's going to be a hard game. I don't know if we can beat them. I'm scared to death to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. No, there isn't. Want to know why? Because every time teams see us on the schedule now, they freaking laugh at us. They mock us. This franchise has become a joke. They've become a laughing stock. And it's all because of ownership. It's all because of our head coach. Direct causes of it. Offense is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. They're not making any changes with it. Look, I'm trying to get down to Pittsburgh for Week 18 when the Browns play the Steelers, all right? Do I really want to drive about 100 minutes, 75 miles down southeast to watch a dollar store poverty offense take the field to line Art Jr.'s pockets? What has Art Jr. done for the fan base? Nothing. Nada. Ever since his dad died, this team hasn't won a single playoff game. I mean, after all, this is the same franchise that started 11-0 a couple years ago and couldn't even get out of the wild card. And anyone with half a brain cell would know this team wasn't good last year either. They weren't good last year either. The only reason this team made the playoffs last year is because, for whatever reason, the Colts can't win in Jacksonville, and Brandon Staley is a moron who didn't play for a tie. This team had absolutely no business being in the playoffs last year, and when they got to the playoffs, they promptly got humiliated by the Kansas City Chiefs. A far better team, a far superior team with a far superior head coach. You want to talk about one of the greatest head coaches of all time? That's Andy Reid. You think Chuck Noll would put up with this BS? You think Bill Cowher would put up with this BS? Of course they wouldn't. This guy, Tomlin, refuses to take any sort of responsibility for what's going on in the locker room. Making excuses. Overlooking everything. Not changing anything. Saying the same thing in every single press conference. And it's not just me saying this. When I look on YouTube and see not 1, not 2, not 5, not 10, not 100, but I'm talking about thousands of Steeler fans saying the same thing about Tomlin and Art Jr., that puts me in pretty good shape to make this video. Because this team's 2-6 at the bye. And they haven't changed anything. It's one thing to be a team like the Lions or the Jaguars or the Falcons where you don't have a good record and you're rebuilding. But you still go out there and you play 60 minutes of football and you give everything they have. I mean, sure, they've ran into some buzzsaws this year. The Falcons got beat up pretty badly by the Bengals, and the Lions got shut out by New England. The Jags, I don't remember. I can't remember if they got blown out this year, but you get the point. They go out there and they play 60 minutes of football and they give everything they have. This team this year, half our losses have been by 10 or more. At least half. At least half our losses this year have been by 10 or more. This is a rebuilding team. This is a team that needs to just gut it and get it started completely the right way. You got a second round pick for Chase Claypool. And you better use that first round pick on an offensive lineman on the left side this coming spring. And that second round pick that you got, I better see it getting a true number one receiver for Kenny Pickett. I better see it. We don't know if George Pickens is a true number one. We don't know if, we already know Deontay Johnson's not a number one receiver. Miles Boykin's not a number one receiver. Steve Sims isn't a number one receiver. Gunnar Olszewski isn't a number one receiver. I need to see a true number one receiver on this team this spring. And I am just telling it like it is with this franchise. Why? Because I sit back every single week waiting to see if this team has made changes because I freaking love this team. And when I see excuses being made and I see things aren't changing at the bye week when you're struggling with a 2-6 record, last place in your division, it upsets me. And if I didn't love this team, if I didn't care about this team, it would not upset me with Mike Tomlin's comments. It would not upset me. I know you people like seeing me rage, and I know you people like seeing me get upset about this team. I get that, but I hate having to make videos like this. I hate having, to call out this team. I hate doing it. But the reason I do it is because if no one else in the fan base is going to do it, and no one else is going to come on here and speak the truth about this franchise, then I'm going to do it. I don't pull punches. I don't hold things back. I say it like it is. And right now, I see a lazy, careless franchise that is not making changes. And maybe this is just a 1 or 2 year rebuild, and 2 years from now we'll be competitive again. I don't know what the case is, but when I sit back and I see laziness and I see excuses being made, it drives me insane. Fix your damn team, Art. Stop making excuses, Tomlin, and open up your freaking playbook, Matt. That's why we're sitting at 2-6. And that's why we're sitting last place in the division. And and right now, if the draft started right now, we'd be picking in the top 5. We're that bad this year. We're that bad. Makes me mad, man. Really does. Makes me mad. But, yeah. I had another bye week video recorded. I had another one, being uploaded. But after I saw that comment by Tomlin, I was like, you know what? All bets are off. This is my bye week report now. The Three Stooges, as it says in the thumbnail of this video, the Three Stooges are killing this franchise. But Tomlin's never had a losing season, Steelster. I hate it when people say that. Because whether it's fair or not to be judged in the playoffs, that's just how it is over here. You are not judged by what you do in the regular season. Tomlin is a regular season pedigree type of coach. He can't do it in the playoffs. That's why we haven't won a playoff game in half a decade. That's why this franchise has only won 3 playoff games since losing Super Bowl 45. That's why the majority of Tomlin's postseason success are from teams that Bill Cowher developed. And whether that's fair or not, that's just how it is over here. Do you think teams or fans of teams like the Packers, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the 49ers, do you think those fan bases are sitting back going like, yeah, let's have a good regular season. It doesn't matter if we don't win the Super Bowl. Let's have a good regular season. No, they're not. All them franchises have multiple Super Bowl titles. All them franchises have rich Super Bowl success. And they play to win the Vince Lombardi Trophy every year. It's one thing if you are not a franchise that has won a Super Bowl. Like if you're the Browns or the Bengals, the Lions, the Jags, the Texans, the Vikings even though they've been to 4 of them, they lost it. It's one thing if you are a franchise like that and you lose in like the divisional or championship. They go like, yeah, we had a good year. We lost in the division. We made it to the divisional. We made it to the NFC Championship. Or like in this case last year with the Bengals. Oh yeah, we had a great year. We made it to the Super Bowl last year. We had a phenomenal year last year. That don't fly over here. It's always Super Bowl or bust. And is that fair? No, it's not. But that's just how it is over here because we've won it 6 times. That's how it is over there in New England because they've won it 6 times. That's how it is with the Packers because they've won it 4 times. They're 13-time NFL champions too. That's how it is with the 49ers. They've won it 5 times. It's something I don't tolerate. Excuse making is something I have zero tolerance for. And what Tomlin did right there was just throw his whole team under the bus for his lack of competence and his lack of willing to change things. Because all he is just talk. Never translates on the field. Never. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. If you made it through the entire video, all the power in the world to you. That's all I gotta say. That's my bye-week report. Steelers have a ton of work to do. And that's putting it lightly. Steel Sermon. Check it on out for the night. May God be with you all.